Now available in paperback and e-readers, ISIS, All About the Goddess. The Goddess Next Door bears all in the art studio to catch a campus stalker in this action-packed ISIS series mystery. Get your copy of ISIS, All About the Goddess in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere. A missing Bay Area black woman's body was found inside the wall of a white man's home.
Again, with a tragic end to a missing persons case in the city of Vallejo, a woman's body was found in a home that police had previously searched. 28-year-old Renia Lewis was reported missing on Sunday. Vallejo police first checked the home that very same day and then found nothing at the time. But when police searched the home a second time 2 days later, there was a hidden door that led to a gruesome discovery. Police say that they have arrested a suspect and that he admitted to that homicide. Amanda Harry went to the home where neighbors are laying flowers in her memory.
Here on 14th Street in Vallejo, we have a missing person sign for Lewis, just feet away from what now has become a growing memorial. There are flowers and candles that people have been dropping off all day.
I mean, it's the proper thing to do, especially if you're from Vallejo. Whether you knew the person or not, I mean, we're all human.
Colleen Isom Reyes says, as a lifelong Vallejo resident and a mother, this homicide feels personal. She didn't know 28-year-old Renia Lewis, but she can't help but think about what happened to her in this home.
The main question, like anybody else, is why? What was the purpose? You know, I wouldn't want to find my daughter like that.
Vallejo police received a missing persons report about Lewis on Sunday. That same day, their investigation led officers to this yellow home near 14th Street and Campbell Avenue. They conducted a welfare check and did what police called a cursory search, but found no signs of Lewis. On Tuesday, with the FBI now joining the case, detectives were back at the home with a search warrant. This time, they discovered a concealed entry into an attic. That's where they made the grisly discovery.
I don't want to get into the owner of the home, but it's a shed in the back of the house that was designed for a resident.
Rashad Hollis with Vallejo Police says Lewis's body was found in an attic within a living area in the back of the home. Additional information led police to a suspect, 41-year-old Douglas Irwin Shaw. He was arrested shortly after at his workplace.
He was Mirandized and admitted to this heinous crime.
Brooke Hayes says she didn't know Lewis, but had mutual friends. She says the whole community is impacted by this loss.
It's really sad, and it's really scary for a lot of these young ladies out here on the streets of Vallejo. Vallejo is a small community, so it really shook the whole community up, and everybody was doing their best to try to find her. And it's just so sad that she was just around the corner.
Isom Reyes feels for her family and says what they'll have to go through over the coming days and weeks is unimaginable.
And then her birthday was coming up really soon, so that in itself is hard to deal with. So we're just all showing our love and support to the family.
Lewis's death marks Vallejo's 14th homicide of 2025.
Shaw is being held at the Solano County Jail without bail. His next court appearance is scheduled for tomorrow.
Now, in this disturbing incident that took place in the Bay Area of California, 28-year-old Renia Lewis, a young black woman's body was found inside a secret room of an attic of a home in the Bay Area of California. Now, Renia Lewis's friends and family had been looking for her for several days, and police had canvassed that same area, even going inside of that same empty home looking for Renia Lewis or her body, and did not find anything until the man who was living in a shed behind that home, a white man named Douglas Irvin Shaw, was taken in for questioning and eventually wound up confessing to the murder of Renia Lewis and revealed that her body was inside of that same home inside that home, inside the walls of an attic, a wall of a secret room that possibly Douglas Irvin Shaw wound up constructing. Now, this whole incident is a very disturbing one, because it really shows the dangers that many young black sisters are in here as related to dealing with just everyday life, and why sisters have to go out here and be very careful as related to their lives, and be very careful because, again, you've got a lot of folks out here who feel emboldened in participating in very disturbing antisocial behavior like this Douglas Irwin Shaw, who possibly was one of what I call these creepers, these creepy type guys. And when it comes to these creepy type guys, a sister has to keep her eyes in the back of her head when she's walking out here in these streets. Moreover, a sister usually should have somebody with a brother with her, walking with her to make sure that she is protected. And that's something many black women don't really understand, why it's important to have somebody with you. Because when it comes down to these creepers, again, these creepers like to target young women. They like to target young women out here who are naive and don't know how things are going. I mean, what happened to this young woman, Renia Lewis, really reminds me again a lot of what happened to Dakara Thompson, a young woman who again went out here, got involved with that Mexican migrant and didn't understand the danger she was in. And a lot of our young sisters really are not thinking about that danger that they're in on these streets out here, because they've bought into rhetoric like the strong, independent black woman. And because they've bought into that rhetoric, they think they can go out here and do bad all by themselves, but then wind up getting targeted by bad people like this creep Douglas Irwin Shaw, who again possibly could have kidnapped this young woman. I don't know what happened here in this case, because I don't think that they said this woman didn't know this guy. So I'm assuming that she basically got in a place where this creeper saw her all by herself and decided because she was a black woman, he could go out here and have the right to go out here and take her life, because her life didn't have value as a human being. That's the way many of these creepy racists think, because like I talk about in my book, The Man Crisis, when it comes to these guys are living in a rose-colored reality, and because they live in a rose-colored reality, everything is completely distorted, and with the world being distorted around them, again, they don't see a young black woman as a human being who has a right to live. No, they see them as an object to be able to participate in their deviant fantasies. And because they see that person as an object to participate in their deviant fantasies, they believe that it's their right to basically, again, go out here and attack a person like young Renia Lewis, attack her, and again, and not have any regard for her as a human being, have no regard for her. And again, because they want to keep their world smooth, these individuals with malice of forethought go out here and again do whatever deviant thing they do to their bodies, and then look to take their lives so that they can keep their world smooth, so that they can continue going on with their lives. That's what makes these men like this guy, Douglas Irwin Shaw, completely depraved in my eyes, because again, this man had no regard for this young woman's life. No, he thought, oh, this is a black woman. I can go out here and do whatever deviant things I want to do to her, take her life, and then go back to life as business as usual. That's what makes this man, again, a complete monster as related to things, because he continues to go on promoting a mindset that many racists during the time of Jim Crow had as related to young slave women, and again, didn't see a woman as a human being, didn't see her as a human being at all that he needed to regard or even respect the rights of. And again, a lot of these guys are feeling emboldened to participate in this behavior, in some cases, I believe, due to the orange man being in office and them saying, hey, he's creating a nation of people who feel they can do whatever they want to minorities and black people. So we now feel like we have those rights under the law because we now have someone in office who will protect the rights of a white man, no matter how sick and depraved that white man is, no matter how sick and twisted that white man is. They basically believe they have that right to, again, have no regard for another person's human life. That's the culture that's being permeated through America, and that's what makes these times very scary times for black women out here. I mean, when it comes to sisters, they, again, I'll repeat it once more, not understand the danger you're in from dudes like this. I mean, you sit there, and a lot of sisters, you get into these gender wars, you start listening to these women who talk about swirling and divesting, and what's really sad is that you've lost your covering as related to your black man, and you need that covering and protection from that black man that God has given you. I mean, you need that covering and protection, and what I'm seeing now here is a very disturbing trend, where our sisters, because they bought into white feminism, don't have their covering and protection that God established with the black man. And now, as a result, what's happening is that whether it be someone like Dakara Thompson, who basically gets caught up in thinking she can, again, go out here on the sneak tip and, again, participate in swirling and getting with one of these guys, or in the case of Renia Lewis, what's happening is our sisters aren't getting the covering of protection, and it's all because they belligerently want to follow a rhetoric of being a strong, independent black woman that was pushed in the media by white feminists, again, to take you away from your man, and take you away from the protection you would have if you submitted to his leadership. Because that's what's really happened here. Again, that really saddens me as related to this whole situation. This young woman, Renia Lewis, again, didn't know this man, didn't know anything about this guy. So I can't say this is a situation of swirling or divesting. No, but it's a case of a woman who suffered as a result of these gender wars between black men and black women, and the whole separation of us as a man and a woman. This woman suffered because she had no protection from this creeper of a dude who will deserve everything he gets when he winds up inside of that county jail and the penitentiary. He'll deserve everything he gets from Bubba, Tiny, Roscoe, Big Dave, Melvin, and Mr. Sprinkles as he reaps what he sows, as they trade his creepy backside for some Little Debbie snack cake, some ramen noodles, packets of Crystal Light lemonade, packets of Crystal Light tea, Taster's Choice coffee, off-brand Oreo cookies, off-brand duplex cookies, off-brand vanilla wafers, off-brand lemon cookies, off-brand ginger snaps, off-brand fruit punch, off-brand lemon lime drink, off-brand grape drink, off-brand cherry drink, off-brand mango drink, off-brand vanilla wafers, packets of Fritos chips, and packets of chicken, and all the items of the commissary. This dude will deserve all of what they do to him inside of that penitentiary, because what he did to this young woman in taking her life because, again, he was just one of these racist monsters. And I say racist because that's my opinion, because this man basically saw a black woman as less of a human being. Again, this is the culture that has been brought back with the orange man as related to things. Again, you got a lot of these racists out here, as I see it, being emboldened, again, to go after black women and seeing black women as a target because of all the swirler messages that are out here being promoted by dysfunctional black women. Dysfunctional black women who I believe are putting black women in danger because, again, I'm looking at this pattern, again, of what's happened to many women like Sade Robinson, again, what happened to Miss Thompson, what happened to this young woman, and I'm seeing how this is basically becoming a very disturbing pattern where our sisters, again, don't have that protection from black men, and again, are going out here and again, not seeing the clear and present danger that they're currently in right now. Again, because we are in a culture where our sisters, again, think that they are in a world where they are, again, safe to do whatever they want, but not understanding, once again, the dangers that, again, are around here as related to a black woman or how a black woman is perceived in this white supremacist world. Now, if you want to learn more about what motivates a sick and depraved creeper like Douglas Irwin Shaw to be motivated to participate in their violence, you can pick up my book, The Man Crisis, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format, and you can pick up The Man Crisis at other online booksellers like Draft the Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you want to learn why so many black women lost their covering and their protection in these last couple of years that puts them in danger, and how to get that covering back as related to a black man, you can pick up my books, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single and The Woman Crisis, on Amazon.com, along with The Man Crisis. And those books are also available at other online booksellers like Draft the Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. That's all. And if you want to help me continue making more videos, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the link in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Coming to paperback and e-readers, Spinsterella Goth Girl Summer. Take a trip into the macabre world of goth modeling in the new millennium in this all-new Spinsterella story. Pre-order your copy of Spinsterella Goth Girl Summer at Amazon.com and other online booksellers everywhere. Now available in paperback and e-readers, E-Steam Cancel Vacation. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a social justice, social media mob looking to cancel her in this all-new E-Steam series adventure. Get E-Steam Cancel Vacation in paperback and e-readers today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.